Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 7th September 2016. The first article is related to Obama and his efforts towards nuclear-free world. If you recollect the past, Obama was awarded the Nobel Prize for his efforts towards nuclear-free world. Or we can say that Obama has taken up many initiatives to make the countries move away from the Cold War mindset. At the Prague Summit, he clearly stated that if we are able to move away from the Cold War mindset, we can work towards the deterrence, or else we can work towards the other modes of deterrence away from the nuclear weapons. In this case, every 10 years, there is a review happens in the United States. That is what is called a nuclear posture review. As per this nuclear posture review, the present review, what it says is, United States is going to reduce its nuclear weapon dependency and more is going to depend upon conventional arms. Coming to US and Russia relations, they are based on MAD, that is mutually assured destruction. It means that there has to be a complete deterrence between each other. So these two countries, if they give away their nuclear weapons, then it is going to make the world 95% free of the nuclear weapons. And US possesses the highest number of nuclear weapons. So in this scenario, the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, it was initiated 2011. That is, New START was initiated in 2011. But it did not move forward because of the ongoing rift. And coming to historical visit of President Obama to Hiroshima. So he is the first United States of America president who is in office and has visited Hiroshima, and he said that US has a moral responsibility to the nuclear free world. So we have to think beyond the regular mindset and we shall gain the courage to think for the nuclear free world. And the next is Iran nuclear deal. It is itself is considered to be the hallmark of the Obama's presidency. Though his allies in Middle East such as Israel and also Saudi Arabia opposed to this, he has took it forward and even he has an opposition for this in the Senate, but however he was able to make it as an executive agreement. And finally, nuclear security summits, the latest being held in Washington DC. So the countries, they are coming forward towards discussing various issues related to the nuclear free world. These are the various events which are taken up by the Obama. Now in these circumstances, if you take the nuclear security summit, etc., so these are more summitial or discussion boards. But did it give really something to the world? And to what extent Obama's commitment is clearly visible towards the nuclear free world? Because he has authorized for $1 billion of budget for modernization of America's stockpile. In this scenario, what we can say is, if America goes for no first use policy, then automatically the world will follow. But America has a bigger concern of its allies. When America discusses about no first use policy, Japan, Australia, they do not feel convenient to stay with America or else to be an ally of America, because these are under the nuclear umbrella of United States of America. As of now, India and China has the no first use policy, but as conventional strengths of the United States are increasing, China is also rethinking on the no first use policy. But however, if US uses this no first use policy, then automatically it will be a very strong step towards the nuclear disarmament. Coming to interstate river water disputes. Now, if you take the Article 262 of the Constitution, it was left to the Parliament to decide on the interstate river water disputes. So after that, a law was enacted in 1956, Interstate River Water Tribunals Act. According to that, a tribunal will be appointed by the government on the request of the states. Then the award given by the tribunal with regard to the sharing of the water is final. So in this scenario, once the tribunal gives its award, center has to notify that. And center also need to establish a management board or regulatory agency for the same. So in these circumstances, Yes, Kaveri River Water Tribunal was appointed. It has given its award way back in 2006. After 7 years, in 2013, the government has notified it. What it has said is in the distress seasons, the states have to share this distress on a pro rata basis, proportionate basis. So in this scenario, the government, central government did not appoint Kaveri River Management Board till date. And it has made the ad hoc temporary supervisory committees which do not hold any strong point with either of the states. So a long-term solution is necessary for interstate disputes. So if you take the second ARC report also, what it clearly states that the center is not playing a sufficient role in interstate river water disputes. So added to that, the water itself is decreasing in the rivers, and we are seeing a drought again in this year. So in this scenario, what we need to do, we have to ensure for a drought-free or else water-sensitive cropping or else water drip irrigation, etc. need to be practiced. And the second thing is, so obviously interstate river water disputes are the emotional issues for the farmers. In Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, Kaveri family across the states has been developed. All the people of the states where Kaveri is flowing, these are going to be part of the Kaveri family. So these are the various initiatives that can reduce the tensions. Now coming to the Sedition Act, you know that section 124A, it provides for the Sedition Act. So any incitement of violence or bringing in something called as defavoring or else disreputation to the government, these all can lead to the sedition according to section 124A. The Supreme Court has clearly clarified in Kedarnath case that so the criticism of the government, even it is in the harshest terms without inciting violence, it is part of the freedom of speech and it do not attract the sedition charges. Now coming to G20. Now 2008, after the financial crisis, the G20 has come as a organization or a grouping to bring in consensus among the countries to have a collective effort to fight the recession. So in this scenario, the President Barack Obama, so he was very active in G20, but slowly once the things are moving away, or else once the recession appears to be fading away, the G20 is also losing its significance. If you take the latest G20 at Hangzhou in China, it is more like a grandstanding of China rather than being the real issues being discussed. So in this context, what are the various issues discussed? One is overcapacities in the case of China. So especially the steel overcapacities, China is dumping them at cheaper prices across the world. Because of this, the unemployment, if you take in UK, the Tata Steel want to sell it out. It's not going to run the Tata Steel plant. Obviously, it leads to unemployment. So most of the European countries are facing unemployment. And the second thing, protectionism was condemned. But if you see China practicing this protectionism, and it's also devaluating its yuan, if it cascades the competitive devaluation, it's going to worsen the situation. And all the leaders expressed their solidarity towards the globalization and the free trade. So these are the various aspects that are discussed. Now coming to India-China exports. If you take about the India is around $56 billion deficit with regard to the exports in goods. So in this, the China is not importing, or China under various standard prescriptions is not importing the basmati rice and also various other products such as pharmaceuticals from India. So it is like this. India is importing where the China has the strength, that is the manufacturing sector. India is failing to export both the agricultural products and also the service sector products. So in this scenario, the non-basmati rice, it is being exported to China and the decks are cleared for the same. Now, what is a totalizer? Now, with the existing EVMs, now let's see how the previously vote counting was done. So all the votes used to be mixed, and then vote counting was started, so that the booth-wise vote counting was never used to come up. Now, after the EVMs have come into existence, we are able to see the booth-wise vote count. So the booth management has become an important thing in the electioneering. And the second thing is, because of this booth management, so there are attacks on the people whom the leaders felt they did not vote for them. The post-electoral violence has increased, intimidation has increased. So the totalizer, it is going to mix all the votes through the electronic voting machines, and this is going to reduce this particular booth management practices. These are the issues for today. So again, I'm right. Yeah, I'll try to give you the videos regularly for you. I'm again I'm having the fever because of a Delhi visit. I got the mosquito bite or something. So I'll try to give you the videos regularly for you. Thank you very much.